on November 24th, 1865, and they listened to Governor Buckingham speak. And Governor Buckingham is going to come up here and recite that to you all.
Officers and soldiers of the 29th and 31st Regiments. A little more than 4.5 years ago, the President called for troops to suppress a rebellion against a government which some believed was established for the exclusive benefit of white men. Those who entertained that opinion did not offer their services. Their names were not enrolled in the Union Army. But hundreds of thousands who believed in the principles of liberty as set forth in the Declaration of Independence voluntarily responded to the call. It was, however, soon found that the black man was interested in the result of the conflict between the government and its enemies, and he was invited to take part in the struggle. In obedience to that invitation, you tendered your services and were organized into these regiments and were sent into the field under officers who for ability and fidelity have been seldom equaled. I have watched your course with great interest. You went to Annapolis. The 29th went to Hilton Head. You guarded and preserved public order in Beaufort, South Carolina. You were ordered to Bermuda Hundred and entered the trenches before Petersburg, where more than 60 of your number were killed or wounded. You crossed the James and battled the enemies of your country and lost on the 27th of October, 1864, in killed and wounded 80 of your comrades. You have this honorable testimony from your general that you had done all that he could have asked. Your courage and valor were not abated, and you are credited with having been the first infantry that entered Richmond after Lee's army had been driven out. Nor have you, of the 31st, been less brave or faithful. The 30th of July, 1864, that terrible day on which you entered the exploded mines of Petersburg with 313 officers and men and came out of the dead struggle with only 163, will ever stand in history as testimony to your courage and fidelity. From Virginia, you were ordered to Texas, and having done your duty there, have now returned for your last muster. So far as I've been able to learn, in every position, you have rendered your valuable service to your country and won honor for yourselves and your race. For all of these services, I tender you, both officers and men, my grateful acknowledgments and the thanks of my fellow citizens. In their name, I greet you with a cordial welcome. I welcome you from sleepless watchings, from fatiguing marches, from the privations of the camp, and from the dangers of the battlefield, to the rest, the pleasures and the duties which pertain to peace, to home, and to civil life. The revolution in which we have been engaged, and in which you have taken an active and interesting part, has removed one of the greatest obstacles to the advancement of liberty, and enables me to welcome you to higher hopes of future good. And although Connecticut now denies you privileges which it grants to others for no other apparent reason than because God has made you to differ in complexion, yet justice will not always stand afar off. Be patient. Be true to yourselves. Remember that merit consists not in color or in birth, but in habits of industry, in intellectual ability, and moral character. Cultivate these characteristics of true worth. Show by your requirements and your devotion to duty in civil life that you are as true to virtue and the interests of government and country as you have been while in the Army. And soon the voice of a majority of liberty-loving freemen will be heard demanding for you every right and every privilege to which your intelligence and moral character shall entitle you. Again, I ask you to accept my thanks for your patriotic services and my best wishes for your prosperity and happiness.